Hello and welcome to AmakhosiTalks. If this is your first time visiting here, please do subscribe and turn on your post notification bell so that you never miss any upload on the channel. Also, please don't forget to like the video as it helps the channel to grow and reach more Khosi fans out there. Now today guys, I have a lot of things that I want us to talk about and to unpack. First of all, we'll talk about the transfer news. Well, of course, it's not proper transfer news, but nonetheless, we have to talk about them. We will also talk about the direction the football manager and the board should be taking in response to this transfer ban. Again, we will talk specifically about that centre-back position in our team. I think it's one area that in hindsight has been a downfall for us. Even going back to last season's shortfall in the league, a lot for me was desired and still is even in this new season. And there, of course, we'll have to talk about the upcoming game against TS Galaxy in the DSTV Premiership. Now, starting off with the situation of the players who were training with us. Well, of course, earlier this week, the club released an official statement about that situation. The players in question are Patuchedzo Nange, Sifiso Hlanti, and Brandon Peterson. Now, I know the club and specifically their coach Gavin Hunt wanted to secure the players' futures in the club. And of course, looking at the relationship he had with the players at Vets, it does make sense that he would like to be with them or even make sure that their futures are secure. But in all honesty, I am happy that things did not turn out the way we hoped for. Now, hear me out. I don't wish these players anything bad, or do I say they were not a good fit for us. What I am concerned with is the future. A decision to try and hold on to them may have been deemed plausible at the moment, but for me, this is not what we actually need at the club. The reason for that is, for a long time, we have been trying to revamp our squad. There's no hiding that our squad in some certain areas is aging, and the main players we have are players that go on to the last time we won a League Cup, and that was 5 years ago. We have seen so many players come and go in our team. That has been caused by the desire to bring back silverware at the club. The last few transfer windows, all we have been doing is plug holes in hope of good returns. And that reason alone makes me appreciate this transfer ban. Because what it does is, it gives the board and the coach some time to realize what needs to change. If the coach wants to experiment with certain things, he is very well able to do that in this time. Now, talking about the board, specifically there, our football manager Bobby Motaung. I think him, along with other board members, should take this ban very seriously. The fact that we are even in this situation points right straight at their abilities and code of conduct as overseeing members of the club. Nonetheless, it is what it is. We are in the situation. It's now time to make the best out of it. This now for me is the perfect time to restructure and retain the club to its rightful place. For many years, we know Kaizer Chiefs to be a team that always played with flair, but we have always been a ruthless team when it comes to cups. This is now a time for Bobby to put everyone in the same table and let them know that chopping and changing players and managers will not help us in any way. Right now, we have the best possible coach for any form of change and structural rebuild. We know that those are situations he is all familiar with. Like any other coach, the pressure will come. That's the nature of the game. And us as fans, I truly believe we understand the game. We know this season is going to be a tough one for us. The coach is not going to take all the blame if we don't perform. But what we expect to see is a plan and structure that is being put in place so that when next season comes, we start showing up on the field. Now, another topic that I want us to discuss on is that centre-back position in our team. I think now for a good few seasons, we have relied on the pairing of Cardoso and Motaung. Last season, Daniel Cardoso played all matches, which was remarkable to see. It shows he works very hard to make sure he keeps fit and takes care of himself outside of football. Again, Motaung has always been one of our best defenders, despite some lack of form that he has suffered in recent seasons. Much of those loss of form being owed to injuries, of course. Outside of those two, we have Siyabonga Ngezane. Now, Ngezane for me is a good backup centre-back. I feel whenever he comes on late in matches, he does whatever is being required of him efficiently. But outside of that, I don't think he is quite there yet. I don't think he is ready to claim a starting position in the lineup. But of course, if the situation allows it, he should be starting as our centre back. Now, the other option that I want to talk about is Akumu Agai. This for me is a player right now I feel lacks a lot of confidence. Remember, we only saw him in that first 45 minutes of the first game of this new season, and that was it. When the previous coach played him in defense, I saw a much better player than when he is playing in midfield. Now, I also understand if Akumu is used as a centre back, it leaves less options in that deep midfield position. But when you look at the amount of games we have to play in this season, it makes sense to consider him as a centre back. No question about it, this is one position for me that is going to be the biggest challenge in this span. Should Daniel Cardoso sustain any long-term injury, we are going to be dealt a major blow. And now finally, moving on to our next game. This of course will be the last game in the DSTV Premiership before the international break. I should also mention that we still have that MTN 8 second leg to play on Sunday against Pirates at the FNB Stadium. Now, looking at our next opponents, they need no introduction. It's TS Galaxy. They form part of the new teams in the league, having purchased the status of Highlands Park. Of course, there we know the pain they inflicted on us when we met in the Nedbank Cup final last year, where we lost 1-0 on the day and missed out on yet another cup. Now, Khosi fans, coming into this match, we should be boosted by the return of Eric Matoho, who I feel should be starting alongside Cardoso at centre back. Also, judging by our showing against Pirates, there will be changes from that lineup. Frosler and Nukovic for me are doubts for this game. We are still waiting to hear if Frosler will be part of the team that faces Galaxy. Nukovic though, he is not 100% fit. However, in all areas, I think we are as good as we can be. Now, here is my predicted probable lineup against TS Galaxy tomorrow. Do leave down your own lineup in the comment section below. Now, coming to the match prediction, I feel this is a fixture we should be winning. Even with our problems at the back, we should have enough to see us take all 3 points. And that is why I am going for a 2-0 win in our favor. I know the brand of football that Dan Dance likes to play. It only hurts you if you are not well structured in your setup. And for this reason, as in my predicted lineup, I feel the coach will go for a more balanced starting 11. Now, of course, Khosi fans, do leave down your thoughts and comments on everything discussed today, also with your score prediction of the match. Don't forget to like and share the video with your friends, colleagues, family, and let's all come together and be one Khosi nation.